Do you believe in love at first sight? Welcome back, Rising Phoenix. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and in good spirits. I am Coach Latasha, your self-revival and master spirit coach. I empower survivors of domestic abuse and sex trauma by teaching you how to get out of survival mode and step into your sovereign, self-led, self-directed life with confidence and authority. Now, I'm not one that believes in love at first sight, but I do believe in instant soul recognition. And I'm going to talk about how that theory can be dangerous. Now, I'm a person that I believe that there are exceptions to every rule. I believe that we all have heard stories or instances of people who met and within 2 to 4, maybe even 6 months, they married and have remained married for 10, 20, 30 plus years. I've heard those stories. Let me know, have y'all heard any of those stories? I have definitely heard those. So I do know that there are exceptions to the rule, but I do believe that as a spiritual community, there's a lot of sickness. There's a lot of mental sickness, codependency, and thought processes that we have that we think that are rooted in spirituality, but are really rooted in our brokenness. Okay? I'm gonna need you to sit back and think about that and digest that. Now, as a person who has been spiritual my whole life, psychic, intuitive, and a person who has always been interested in the mind, human psychology, how the mind works, it's very important for me to remain balanced because I have had to learn some of these lessons the hard way, which is why I'm so passionate about making the spiritual community aware so that we are balanced in our spirituality and our approach. Because a lot of us, we use spirituality as an escape from this ugly place because planet Earth, whatever this planet is, honey, whatever dimension, hell, whatever you want to call it, whatever this place is, honey, it doesn't feel good. And a lot of times, us spiritual people, we always feel like we don't belong. And a lot of times, we like to escape. That's why a lot of spiritual people battle with addiction. We may battle with drugs and alcohol, things that make us feel good, sex, food, whatever that thing may be. And for some of us, spiritual practice, divination can be an escape, and we don't do it in our right mind. And when we don't use spiritual practice, spiritual divination and tools in our right mind, honey, we're not doing anything but confusing ourselves and wreaking havoc in our lives. Now, back to love at first sight. Now, like I said, instant soul recognition is a thing. Our body responds, knows things before our conscious and subconscious mind can even process what's going on. Our body, a lot of times, is going to be the first sense of danger, the first sense that someone has ill intent. So knowing this, a lot of the feelings that we feel when we're attracted to somebody, warmth, what we call chemistry. Anybody can feel chemistry in the first few minutes of meeting each other. Anybody, because we're bringing our best representative. A lot of people, it's not what you see, it's what you get. It's the game that they think they can play with you to get the outcome that they want to get. Love takes time. Anything worthwhile, anything worth having takes time. And a lot of times what we mistake in the spiritual community, being those who are believe in soul ties, soul unions, soul connections, soul mates. A lot of us don't even really understand the many type of soul mates, soul partners that there are. But because we're wanting to feed that empty part of ourselves, we become preoccupied and infatuated with the romantic soulmate, the karmic, twin flame, whatever else you want to call it. And a lot of times you are walking into a trap that you could have avoided. You're walking into a lesson. You're walking into a relationship with someone that will try to break you because you recognize their soul, but you misinterpret it as someone that you're supposed to be with. You can't assume that you're going to have a positive experience with somebody that you feel recognition with. Do you hear what I'm saying? Tap in. So when it comes to dealing with this human fleshly body and being balanced with that spiritual part of ourselves, knowing that we are spiritual beings, we have to add logic to it. This is why so many of us get trapped. And I see some of these spiritualists, card readers, other people who identify as witches, whatever you want to call them. I just see a huge part of the spiritual community really playing on people in that wanting to find your soulmate, concentrating and focusing on your soulmate, your twin flame. It's counterproductive. How are you focusing on somebody else, drawing attention to somebody else, and you ain't even got all of you together? You need to be focusing on you, your spirit, what's right in your life. Because when you work on feeding yourself, nurturing your soul, your emotion, your triggers, your shadow self, all of those things that you were taught in childhood to believe about yourself, your love attachment style, whatever that may be, when you really know and understand those things and become in alignment, there is nothing that you won't attract. Do you hear me on that? So with that said, I feel like that's the perfect place to end. Spirit has led me to draw from 2 decks just to see what messages the Most High wants us to know, because I really feel like I'm talking to a community who may be vulnerable in your beliefs. You may be vulnerable or new or have questions to spirituality. I feel like I attract people who are curious, don't understand or quite know me, because a lot of people can misinterpret my beliefs. So I never want to misrepresent the spiritual community. And we need to be balanced, because there is a lot of psychosis and mental illness going on. 2 decks, the Moonology deck and African American Tarot. Let's see what Spirit has to say to us. All right, give me a moment to shuffle. What do you want to say to us? What do you want to say to us about the soulmate, karmic twin flame situation? Thank you, Spirit. Anything else, okay? Spirit be on point, boys. Spirit, I'm definitely talking to who I think I'm talking to, okay? I'm talking to you, baby. In the Moonology deck, I have North Node, step out of your comfort zone. I have Full Moon Eclipse, conclusions are within reach. New Moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. I'm going to show you what I got from the tarot. 9 of Swords. And I want you to all, anytime I do anything, I want you to see what you pick up. That's why I like to show you the cards. And because I don't have the space or setup that I like at the time to really show you what I want. 2 of Swords. 6 of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, the Empress. And check her out. She bad, honey. She bad, bad. I hope they don't be trying to cover them tick old bitties up. I hope they don't be tripping off that, but she bad, honey. She beautiful. Empress at the bottom. So I'm getting a lot of messages with this. First of all, I feel that being split, being torn in between. This is someone who is stuck on something, stuck in between a situation, a cycle where you are torn emotionally. Okay. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone, because with this, with all of these tarot cards together, I'm definitely feeling like God has been speaking to you, asking you to make a sacrifice. This is going to be a sacrifice. This is going to hurt. Okay. Some of you, after this decision, After everything is said and done, after this breakup, because I'm really feeling like this is a breakup. It might be from a husband. It might be from a boyfriend, an abusive partner. It might actually be from a long-term toxic friendship. But whatever this is, you're bound, you're stuck, you're back and forth. God is like, I'm going to need you to work through your fears, baby. I'm going to need you to see all this north node, full moon, new moon. This is letting me know that God has something in store for you if you can only see and let go. Let go of the idea that you think is right. Let go of the idea that you think that this person is your soulmate. Let go of the idea that you spent so much time and time is wasted and it's too late. Let go of the idea that you think that you are too old and nobody wants you. All of that is time to let go of that, because God is really trying to gift you something, baby. This is going to be hard. This is going to be a tough lesson, but it's going to be so worthwhile. The pain that you feel is temporary. I'm feeling like this suck ain't even worth it anyway. Okay, this person is bringing all types of conflict, drama to your life. You dealing with all they shit on top of dealing with all your own life things. This is that feeling split, knowing you need to separate. Internal war, internal battle. Ain't that what this card says? Look at this card. Complete opposite. Two different sides opposing, working against each other. God needs you to be in alignment. God wants you to make that sacrifice. That's what I see represented by this Six of Pentacles. Sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? Because whatever you're wanting, whatever you're asking for in life, by this Empress being at the bottom of the deck with her bad self, she has everything that she needs. She is already beautiful. She is already naturally feminine. She is already all these things that people try to tell her that she's not. Intuitive, smart, ambitious. You have goals. You will not be able to get to this Empress without making that hard decision and that sacrifice to make yourself whole. It's not worth it. Conclusions are within reach, baby. You can do this. God is rooting for you and asking you to really think with a higher level of thinking, okay? All right? I feel like as long as you're dealing with this person, as long as you're in this situation, it's going to be drought. It's going to be famine. It's giving South Node energy. Most High wants you to move forward. You have purpose. You have things going on in your life, not being a slave to a soul contract that's made up in your mind based off the emptiness you feel. We got to get to the bottom of that, boo. If you have been blessed by this video, like, share, comment, subscribe. If you would like to know more about how to work with me one-on-one, you can visit my website, www.clarasrevival.com. Also, claim your free clarity session today. You get a free 45-minute clarity session for all first-time clients. If you have any questions, concerns, you feel ashamed, reach out to me by email. mycoach@clarasrevival.com. I'll talk to you later, family. I love you.